Hello, everybody. So, hi, Facebook. I think you can already see me. And hi, Instagram. This is Lisa, Job Coach Germany. And it's great of you guys to be here and join me here today. So what I would like to talk to you about today is something that has come up during one of the meetings that I had. It's basically the requirements of a job ad. And that we can hardly meet all of these requirements. So if you have any questions with regards to this topic, simply feel free to send me a message here or just comment down below and let me know what is interesting to you and what you would like to know. So let's take a look at whether everything's working. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, brilliant. So first of all, I wanted to do 2 news updates again. So the first thing is that I hope that all of you know how to actually reach me. So if you have any questions with regards to finding the ideal job, preparing your CV according to the German standard, or preparing your covering letter according to the German standard, and also preparing for your job interview, you can always contact me, and through my website you can book either a discovery call at your time. So basically you will find a calendar there, and then you can book a free of charge discovery call with me. And then during that discovery call, we will find out whether I would be able to help you and how I might be able to help you. And then another option would be you just simply send me a direct message, either on Instagram or you're on Facebook, or you simply send me an email at info@lisajans.com. And obviously, something that I'm offering currently is the group coaching. So it's basically the Dream Career in Germany group coaching that'll start very soon. And if you're interested in that and you would like to participate, in order to have a 12-week program to really get you set up with your job here in Germany, then feel free to click the link in my bio. So either on Facebook or Instagram, you can find it on both. And then you will be able to sign up for the waiting list, and you will be the ones who first get an idea of when the coaching starts and when the group coaching basically starts, and how you can apply to be part of that group coaching, because obviously I cannot take on everybody, because the group has to basically fit together, and I want to have just simply a great atmosphere in that group. And that's why I always have to do some sort of application process for the group coaching as well. So basically you tell me what you expect from the group coaching, and then from there we can take a look at how this group coaching might be of benefit for you or not. So, and then the second news that I wanted to give you is basically, as I said last week already, I'm starting a silent retreat tonight, and I won't be here on social media until Saturday morning. So if you have any questions, feel free to send them to me beforehand, or simply please be a little bit patient with me, because you won't get any answer before the weekend, because I will be out of here and out of this social media world. So I hope that you can understand that I need a little break, and then starting fresh next week, basically. So if you have any questions, please wait until the weekend, and then I will answer you. And there's Julia. Hi, Julia. It's nice of you to join me here. So let's start and dive right into the topic of job advertisement requirements. So first of all, I would like to tell you that there is a difference between the must-haves and the nice to have requirements, and that you need to have a look at your job ad that you are interested in. So basically the position that you are interested in, you need to take a close look at how the words are being phrased in that job ad, in order to find out whether this is a must-have or a nice to have. So basically, with regards to the must-haves, there are certain words that you need to look out for, and I will tell them to you in English first, and then I will also dive into some words that we use in German, just in case you're looking for a job in German. So, words in English that are showing you that these are must-haves for you to apply for that job are words like "we assume" or "we only consider applicants with," or "experience in XY is absolutely necessary," or also "we are looking for an employee with a good knowledge of," or "experience in XY is essential." These are things that you might need to consider. Okay, so, and also words like prerequisite. So a completed training as X or Y is a prerequisite, or "you will suit us if you bring XY with you." So these are all things that you should look out for if the company sees that as a must-have. Okay, so, and in German, these are words something like "wir setzen voraus" oder "Voraussetzung ist" oder "wir berücksichtigen nur Bewerbungen mit" oder "unbedingt notwendig sind", and something like "zwingend erforderlich ist" oder "wir suchen einen Mitarbeiter mit guten Kenntnissen in XY. So these are just certain German words that I wanted to give you so that you can just simply take a look at the German job ad, and maybe there are words that you can find in there, and then you already know, okay, so this is actually a must-have for me. However, there are always other criteria that are just simply nice to have for the company. And now you probably wonder, and this is also a big hurdle for a lot of people that I work with, it's basically that you always, as a candidate, want to fit this job ad and all of the requirements 100%. Pri is here. Hi, Pri. Thank you very much for joining me here. So, and this is definitely, obviously, it's great if you have 100%, but it's not an issue if you don't. So simply think of it in that way. For example, think about you wanting to hire someone to, if you're still a student, for example, and you want to write your thesis, and then you are outsourcing this thesis to somebody else. And what are you looking for? So you're writing a job ad that basically is fits to all of the requirements that you need for this person to write. And then obviously there will be certain people that don't apply for the job anymore because they see, okay, I don't fit 100% to this description. But then there are also people that are applying even though they only meet 80% or only 60%. And then you see from their CV or from the covering letter that actually their work experience and everything that they have done before is outstanding and it's convincing and it actually fits to the job, but you haven't considered that before. So this is what happens in the minds of HR people as well. So we basically construct a template of what an ideal candidate would look like, but we never expect a candidate to have 100% fit. 100% fit is not in the spectrum of what we're looking for, basically. So obviously, if there was a candidate with 100% fit, that's great. But again, even with 60% fit to the job ad, it is very highly that you might be invited to the job interview, because it's kind of that we want to see the potential. So we want to see the potential of the candidate in order to find out how can this person be fitted to the job, or how can we fit this job to this person. That's even more ideal for you, right? And Vince is here as well. Hi, Vince. It's nice of you to be here. So let's take a look at some words and phrases that might be used with regards to nice to have requirements. So, and you can already hear that from the wording again, from how it's phrased. So basically, experience in XY is desirable, or knowledge of XY is an advantage. Or if you also bring XY with you, we should get to know each other. Or something like, first experience in XY is desirable, or ideally you have XY. Or something like, we would like to see expendable knowledge in XY. We look forward to seeing experiences in the area of X and Y. So these are the things that you can look out for with regards to the English terms, right? And it's Hardy is here as well. Hi. We just simply wave to you. Nice of you to join me here. And then also some of the German words that show you that it's just a nice to have requirement are Erfahrungen in XY sind erwünscht. Or von Vorteil sind Kenntnisse in. Or wenn Sie zusätzlich noch XY mitbringen, sollten wir uns kennenlernen. Oder Grundkenntnisse im Bereich XY runden Ihr Profil ab. Erste Erfahrungen in XY sind wünschenswert. Idealerweise verfügen Sie über XY. Erwünscht sind ausbaufähige Kenntnisse, sehen wir gerne. Gerne sehen wir Erfahrungen im Bereich XY. So these are basically the translations of the words that I've previously just said in English. So all of these keywords like desirable or an advantage, also, basic knowledge, round off, ideally, these are the things that you need to look out for, and you can simply just neglect them and just think about, okay, if I don't have all of these, it doesn't really matter for the job. So I just need the basic requirements, and then from there I can look whether I also meet some of the nice to haves. If not, it's not an issue. You can still apply for the job as long as you're fitting to the basic requirements, to the must-haves of the company. So let's again just take a look at what the HR people are looking for, or the people that are hiring. Yeah, so they want to obviously to have a great fit for that particular position, but they don't actually know how this person is. They just know, okay, what kind of skills does this person need, and what kind of work experience might this person have already. And this is what they try to explain in the job ad. However, there are always differences between must-haves and nice-to-haves. So from my experience, having worked in HR recruiting for several years, I can tell you from one example. For example, when we were writing and preparing the job ad, we were looking for somebody who wanted to work in the production area. However, in the job ad, there were some requirements such as English speaking skills. It was a German company that I was working with, and the company language was German as well. So at that point, I didn't understand. And I asked my bosses, excuse me, but why are the requirements English? So why do we have to put that in this job ad? It doesn't really matter, because that basically means that there will be people who simply don't apply for the job because they don't know any English of a certain level. So it wasn't just that they wanted to see, we didn't just write a basic knowledge of English, like A level, but they wanted to have a B2 level for a person that wanted to work in production, where the production people were speaking German with each other, and where the boss of the people that were working in that particular department was speaking German with them as well. So what I didn't get was, why do we have to write that in there? So I asked, and then they said, well, this is how we do that. That's just simply how we do it all the time. And this is just the basic requirement. This is what we need. So, and then I thought, well, but how many people will be discouraged to apply just because they don't meet this criteria. This criteria of knowing to speak English at B2 level for a production worker, that's just really, it was not realistic to me. So, and from that point on, I also knew, or I realized, okay, it doesn't really matter whether you meet all of the requirements that are written in that particular job ad. It's just that you need to have it probably like 60%. If there are the must-haves and the nice-to-haves, go with the must-haves, and the nice-to-haves are nice to have. But if you don't meet them, that's okay as well. So, and basically, why are HR people writing the job ads in that way? It's also because obviously they want to, they want to simply form some sort of competition, and they can then find out who is basically the best candidate that is applying for that particular position. But just imagine, for that position that I just told you about, if everybody, like if there were 100 people applying and only maybe, let's say, 20 people of those know how to speak English, but they didn't meet all of the other requirements. Yeah. So then we still have 80 people that don't meet the requirement of B2 level English and still meet all of the other requirements. So this is how you need to look at, right? So look at how much of that particular job ad can you fit and simply apply. You need to go out there. And after you've sent out maybe 100 job applications and you still didn't get a job, that's when you need to reconsider. Well, actually, in Germany, it doesn't really take that long. I know that in the United States, it can happen that you have to send 100 or up to 200 job applications in order to get a particular job. But in Germany, it's not that hard normally, depending obviously on the circumstances. Then something that is also very interesting with regards to sending your application is when you think about showing your skills and your work experience. It is also nice for the recruiter to see that you have some sort of certificate for that, right? So if we are asking for a B2 level English or B2 level German or an A2 level German, then, and you have a certificate for that, try to simply include that in your job application. Because Germans like to just go through all of the documents and through the material, and then we already know, okay, so what you are saying on your CV and all of the skills that you have are not made up, because we've seen the certificate for that, right? So something else that might be very important for you with regards to taking a look at the job ad is, first of all, you need to know how to evaluate yourself, right? So you need to know, okay, am I good in this particular area, or am I not good in that particular area, in this field? Do I have enough work experience, or do I not? Also, you need to know what are the priorities with regards to skills and competencies that I need to have for that particular job, and do I meet those or not? If I meet them, obviously, great, let's go to the next step. But if I don't, I need to find a different job that is more suitable to my skills and my knowledge. Then the second one, or let's go just one step back. So the self-evaluation. What to do if you don't know how to evaluate yourself, or if you don't know how good your skills are or not. Okay, so, and Palak is here. Hi, thanks for joining me here. So one thing that you could do, you could ask your family or friends, or you could also ask your employer and your colleagues that you're working with right now to find out what your how they would evaluate you. Yeah, what skills do you have? What are you really good at? What do they consider you need to improve for your job? Yeah, and these are the things. And once you know what you're good at and what you're not good at, or what you might need to improve, obviously you will find a better fit with regards to looking at the job ads. And that's why you need to know how to evaluate yourself. Then the second step is really be careful when reading the job ad. Okay. So, and with that, I mean, read it once and read it twice. Then take a look at the keywords. And with that, I mean several things. So the first thing, take a look at the keywords, whether it's must-haves or nice-to-haves. With the must-haves, if you meet them, okay, you can go on. If you have the nice-to-haves, even better. But if you don't get discouraged, just simply go on with your job application. Go forward with it. And the second thing that is very important, and it might be that I'm going to pick up this topic at a later state again, what I always want my clients to know is take a look at how this job ad is written. So the phrasing, the wording, what are these people using? From the way how the job ad is written, you can already tell whether they have a flat hierarchy or a very steep hierarchy. And you will get a feeling for whether this company is a conservative company or whether it's maybe a modern startup or something like that. And this is obviously something that you want to find out for yourself, because then you know from your self-reflection beforehand, from step one, you then know, okay, do I want to work with a conservative company or do I want to work with a modern startup? Do I want to work in an environment where I'm able to wear jeans, or do I want to be working in an environment where I have to wear a suit all day? And this obviously can change. Yeah. So back in the day, I used to love all of my power suits and my business outfits. And as you can see, I'm still wearing business outfits because this is just how I feel comfortable when working. And this is very typical for HR as well. So that's okay. However, if I wanted to work with a startup, for example, I would probably just simply consider and ask them whether it's okay, or I would look at my colleagues and ask them whether they're wearing hoodies or something, because hoodies are very comfortable. So, and in the end, we're spending up to 40 hours per week at that job. So why not wear something comfortable? Yeah, so from the words and phrases that the job ad shows you or it displays, you can already see what kind of company that is. Also, this German du or sie, so the formal and informal you, this is something that you need to consider, because in some of the job ads, you can already see that the people are using du. And if that is something you feel uncomfortable with, then simply go with a conservative party, or vice versa. If they are using do and you really like that, obviously you need to go for that. And if they're writing the job ad with sie and you feel uncomfortable with that because it feels too distant, that's fine as well. Just simply search for jobs that are more more modern and like a startup, or where the company language maybe is English, and then you don't even need any German, you don't even need any du or sie, you will simply stick with a you. So, and then in the third step, is something that you need to think about is, what can you actually offer? So from the job ad, taking a look at the must-haves, at the nice-to-haves, and also at the tasks that you will be doing once you have made the job, once you've gotten the job. And this is something that needs to be interesting to you, and you need to find out whether these tasks are actually what you want to do with your life, whether these tasks are actually what you want to do with that job. And then you can take a look at what can you actually offer. So from the tasks that you will be doing, try to align the experience that you've already had in your previous jobs and combine that with the skills that you have and that you want to offer to the company. And then you have a great match that you can use for your CV and your covering letter. And obviously, honesty is key. So even with your covering letter, with your CV, and obviously with your job application, please be honest, because otherwise the HR people might find out that you're not being honest, and they might find gaps throughout the throughout the job interview. And then this is a breaking point where they will probably tell you, okay, we will end this interview now and we don't need you here, because honesty is something that is very important, especially when applying for a job, because at some point it'll come out that something is not really true here, that something is a little bit fishy. So there I can also tell you one example from back when I was still working in corporate and going through job applications. We had the weirdest job applications at some point, so that was really strange. However, there was one lady and she applied for a job and she told us that she had all of the requirements and she seemed to be like the perfect fit. However, she told us that she didn't have the certificate of her degree from the university. And then, well, that's in the first couple of weeks, it's not an issue. But then again, because we need that for our documentation and for the software, we obviously put that into the personal file of that employee as an HR person, and this person just simply didn't submit the copy of her degree. And then we asked again, so where is it and why can't you give it to us? Well, it is hanging up on the wall above the bed of my ex-boyfriend, and that's why I cannot reach it. That sounds a little bit fishy. Okay, well, a couple more weeks went on. We asked again, it is still hanging there. Well, if you really want to have this job, you will make everything possible to get this degree, even if it's hanging on the wall above the bed of your ex-boyfriend, which sounds a little bit strange, because why would you put something like that up on the wall above the bed? However, we asked her again and again, and I think she had been working with us already for 6 weeks or so, and the probationary period was 3 months. And then after 6 weeks, once she didn't give us that one, we were able to tell her, sorry, we cannot work with people who are not honest and who don't tell us the truth. And then at the end, she actually admitted that she never made the degrees. She didn't finish the degree. She started studying that, but she never turned in her thesis, which is why she never actually reached that degree. So from that point, we had to recruit again to find another perfect fit, because obviously honesty is something that is very important. It's a very, very important value to some companies, and that's why you need to be very careful. So this is what I can recommend, and that's what I would tell you. Please be honest when writing your application. So that's basically it for today about the must-haves and the nice-to-haves for the job ad. And I gave you some skills or some words and phrases in German and in English that you can use to look for when evaluating a job ad. So I hope this guide has helped you a little bit. And stay tuned for everything that there is to come. Again, feel free to contact me for a discovery call, which is free of charge, or simply sign up in my bio for my group coaching waiting list. So thank you very much for everybody that was here. And let me just quickly have a look whether anybody... Oh, there was a comment. Dustin, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, but 1 minute ago, just you send, when you're sending your job application, is it good to contact HR after 2 weeks to get an update? Yes, of course. Dustin, that's a really great question. And yes, that's what I actually always tell you. So take it 2 weeks, but working days. Yeah, so basically like not 14 working days, but it's basically you wait 2 weeks and then you can contact them again. But what I always say, if you are writing a unsolicited covering letter or an unsolicited job application, then I would ask 2 weeks after that. However, if you're applying to a particular and current job ad, when it states, for example, okay, we take all of the job applications until the end of March, let's say the 31st of March, then you need to be careful, because then you only wait until the 31st of March. And from there, 2 weeks later, that's when you contact them, okay? That's or the reason for that is because HR people will pile up all of the applications that are coming in, that they are receiving, that are submitted until the 31st. And most of the HR people don't even look at all of the applications before that deadline. Yeah. And once this deadline has passed, they will take this huge amount or this huge pile of job applications. And from there, you can then expect an answer in 2 weeks. And if they haven't contacted you, then obviously they will, then you can contact them after 2 weeks. However, if you're, for example, applying online, you need to consider also to receive a letter of recommendation, a letter of confirmation, like an email of confirmation that they have actually received your application. If you are unsure, you can obviously contact them beforehand, okay? Just to make sure that you stay within that deadline. So that was a great question. I hope I answered it. And thank you very much for tuning in, Dustin. So I wish you all best of luck with all of your applications. And I'll see you again next week. Thank you and bye-bye. Bye, Instagram. Okay. And bye, Facebook.